Come on, camera.
I already pushed the button, Brooke.
Okay.
What's the Zoom link at? I don't see the Zoom link.
Yes.
You waiting on me, bro?
No, it's almost ready. I'm gonna push the you hear it say start recording or whatever it says. It says done, redirecting to YouTube. Hey, baby. All right. Welcome. Let's restart, rebuild, and rise.
God created this queen, elegance, power on the scene. Restart, rebuild, rise. Restart, rebuild, rise. Restart, rebuild, rise. Watch a real queen come alive. I'm the prize. You're the prize. We're the prize. Restart, rebuild, rise. Let's go. One more time. God created this queen, elegance, power on the scene. Restart, rebuild, rise. Restart, rebuild, rise. Restart, rebuild, rise. Watch a real queen come alive. I'm the prize. You're the prize. We're the prize. Restart, rebuild, rise.
Yes. Welcome. Hello, all of my beautiful queen sisters. I want to welcome you to day 4 of the 100 Queens Birthday Blitz Fundraiser Live. I am your host, Samantha Hill, Miss Mississippi Corporate America. I'm the founder of Confidential and the creator of 100 Queens who restart, rebuild, and rise. Okay, so for 7 days, y'all, 7 days. What are we doing? Y'all excited? What are we doing? Yes, we are introducing you to 7 powerful queens with 7 different stories, businesses, lessons, and areas of expertise. So every night this week until Sunday, the 21st, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, a new queen is going to enter the room and pour something valuable into us. Okay, so tonight we are talking about parenting. We're talking about emotional regulation, sensory needs, daily routines, and creating a calm, more connected home. Right? So I got a question for my audience. Have you ever felt overwhelmed as a parent? Wonder so my question is, you understand the child having meltdowns, difficulty focusing, and trouble following routine. The conversation is just for you. I'm excited. So before we begin, I'll try to drop city and stay in comments so we can see where is donating in from. All right, drop your city and stay in the comments. Make sure you share this mainly with our parents, our grandparents, our caregivers, our teachers, or queens who support our children. And I think, of course, because they've been coming in. Okay. Sharing some practical information that can help families create more peace. We need peace, connections, and confidence right in your home. We also have special giveaways. We have special giveaway opportunities, but that's going to be a little later, and you must stay until the end and be present when we call your name in order to win. All right. So type the number 4 in the comments. Type the number 4 in the comments if you plan to be here for the entire day 4 conversation. Put 4 in the comments. Yes, Queens, tonight is day 4. So this is actually, like I said, day 4. So I want y'all to remember the codes. Let's go over the codes. So day 1 was Ebony. Code was Queen 15. Day 2, CC, Queen 16. Day 3, Claire, Queen 17. And I'm going to be introducing Queen for day 4 in just a minute. All right. So we have 3 more powerful queens joining us during this 7-day birthday blitz. Are y'all excited? I know I am. I am super, super excited. All right. So, all right, let's talk about the purpose of this birthday blitz. Okay. So first, this week gives 7 amazing queens an opportunity to share their stories, their business, their expertise, and so many resources, which we have been given a lot. Okay. So, Emily, thank you for dropping that in the chat. All right. I appreciate that. Secondly, this is a fundraiser supporting my journey to Miss Mississippi Corporate America as I prepare to represent Mississippi on national stage next week, y'all. It's getting close. It's getting close. I'm super excited. So each featured queen has her own donation code, as you see in the chat. Somebody said they can't understand me. Is it sounding any better? Oh my goodness. No, ma'am. All right. We finna try to change my audio, but y'all continue to share this live. If y'all can hear that much, share this live. Let's get more people in here to support our queens. All right. And of course, support me. I need your support. Okay. But I love and appreciate the queens that are supporting me, these 7 queens. And it's just been amazing. Okay. She said she can hear me a little better now. All right. Girl, I tell you, I'm like screaming to the top of my lungs. All right. She said, I'm still breaking up. Oh my goodness. All right. We having a little technical difficulties, but we're going to keep going. All right. Are y'all hearing me any better? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Okay. So you recording from here? Can y'all hear me now? Is this happening? Turn that light back on. A little better. Yes. Okay, good, good, good. All right, so we kind of turning our audio to the phone so you guys can hear me. You can hear me good, Miss Ivy? All right, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and I was talking about what I was giving y'all the purpose of the birthday blitz. Okay, so we first of all, this gives our 7 amazing, beautiful queens an opportunity to share their story, their businesses, their expertise, and so many different resources. So you definitely want to be here. Secondly, this is a fundraiser supporting my journey to Miss Mississippi Corporate America as I prepare to represent Mississippi on national stage next week. Okay, so I start next week. So the donations will be over with this coming Sunday. And each featured queen has her own donation code. All right, so, okay, you do have men. We got men in the room. That is amazing. I love, love, love that they support us like that. Thank you, Kings. Thank you so much. Y'all continue to invite people in. So tonight we are supporting Team Brooke. All right. Okay. And her code is Queen 18. In order to donate, you want to visit Confidence Shift, which that would be in the chat. And also,
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm seeing other stuff pop up on my screen. So, Queen 18 is her code. So donations matter, y'all. Shares matter. Every person who entered this room is helping us to grow this movement. This movement does not stop after Sunday. Actually, I do it every Thursday at 7 p.m. But this is a special occasion because I'm on my way to nationals, and I have 7 amazing queens that have agreed to share all these different resources with you guys. So let's start. Let's pray because we done had a trying day today. Okay. So Lord, I want you to bless this room, bless this conversation, and bless every queen, every king that is listening. Okay. Give her or him what they need to restart, rebuild, and rise. Amen. 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 So queens, tonight we are discussing parenting. Parenting, it can be beautiful. You know, we love when we have our beautiful babies, but it can also feel overwhelming. Okay. So when you think about having kids, you think of like roses and butterflies, but it ain't like that. Okay. So sometimes a parent is trying everything that she or he knows, but the routines are still difficult. The emotions are still big. The home is still feeling just overly stressed. So tonight, queens, our queen tonight, she's going to help overwhelmed parents better understand their children and create calmer, more connected homes. Sounds amazing, right? She is a pediatric occupational therapist, a boy mom, a parent educator. She is a coach, and she's the founder of the Ivy Consulting Company. She combines professional expertise with real life parenting. I love that. Yeah, I do. I really, really love that. And her goal is to help parents raise more confident and independent children while remembering that progress is important. It's more important than perfection. All right. So y'all drop some hearts in the comment and let me welcome our day 4 birthday Blitz Queen, Brooke, Miss Brooke. Oh, yes, yes. Welcome to 100 Queens who restart, rebuild, and rise. Yes, I am super excited. So are you ready to get started, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Hi,
Okay,
everybody.
so I love the hearts. I see fire emojis, Claire, Kima. I see you guys. That is Nicole. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the support. It's simply amazing. All right, so we're going to go ahead, Brooke. Okay, so for the queens that are meeting you for the first time, okay, I want you to tell us who you are, what you do, and what inspired you to help parents create calmer, more connected homes.
Well, like you said, I'm Brooke Ivy. I'm a pediatric occupational therapist. I've been working in schools and homes for over 12 years. I'm a boy mom, and if you're a boy mom, you understand what that means. Um, I'm a parent coach consultant. And yeah, like you said, I look to help parents create calmer homes through making more independent children. And we do that focusing on executive functioning, sensory processing, regulation, and just making clear routines. To break that down a little bit to break some of those technical terms down, regulation is just your child's ability to keep their body calm when things around them are moving and changing. Executive functioning is that brain piece. It's your child's brain center. It's the part that of the brain that deals with following directions, initiating tasks, controlling our impulses, problem solving, and those things we know that continues to develop until our kids are well into their 20s. Um, And basically regulation and sensory processing couple, because sensory processing is basically your child's ability to take in, interpret the sensory information around them, and come up with an appropriate response to that. So I hope that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. I love that. I love the way you broke that down to make sure everybody understand. Because I was like, "Ooh, girl, that's some important stuff there." All right, so we got somebody saying they are a boy mom too. So I'm a boy mom, so I know. Well, I'm a grown man mom now. He's a grown
You are
man,
a boy
but
mom.
yes, I love that. So what I want the audience to do, I want you to drop your role in the comments. Are you a parent? Are you a grandparent? Are you a caregiver? Are you an educator, or, someone that simply works with kids, that love working with kids? Because I know if you work with kids nowadays, you got to love it, right? You got to love. Boy, auntie. Oh, Claire, that grandparent. I love that. You got all girls? Girl, I got 3 girls and 1 boy, so I done experienced both sides. 4 boys and a girl. Ooh, yes, girl. You on the same road I was on.
Bless your heart with 4
Yeah,
boys.
that is amazing. All right, so look, you told me that you work with overwhelmed parents.
Mhm.
What are some signs that a parent or family may be operating in survival mode at home? What are some
Um,
signs?
So I think I did not. So first I want to go back because I did not finish answering your first question. You said what inspired me? And I'll try to make
Okay,
that really quick and then get to that question. I'm sorry. So the
okay.
inspiration behind me branching out and having my own consulting company versus strictly working in schools was twofold. It came from personal experience and professional. So professionally, I was seeing that we were having kids that were making progress in schools, and we would get to meetings, and the parents, it was almost like they felt like we were talking about a different kid because it was like the opposite of home. Like they may be making progress in class and able to follow routines, but things were falling apart at home. So I was seeing that disconnect
Mhm.
piece, and parents just needed to be more supported at home. Two, came through me going through one of the biggest storms of my life after my grandfather passing, me and my son's father splitting, going on to be a single mom, that new role, and then finding out my mom had a chronic illness. Um, I almost lost it. And so those routines slipped for us. And my son's behavior displayed that. So I had to kind of pull myself in and pull myself together and get us back on routine and, figure out this new normal for us. So,
Mhm.
just those two things coupled, really is where I decided to,
Yeah.
move forward with consulting. And you
Oh,
asked
wow.
me what would those key factors of why a parent may they would display that they're in survival mode. I think what I just said, losing our routines. When you have no routines, no structure, when you're flying by the seat of your pants and you're just waiting for the next day to be over with, just trying to get through each day,
Right.
right? Um,
Right.
yeah, yeah. I feel like when you're maybe yelling at your kids more than you're really connecting with them, when you're being more reactive versus proactive, or really trying to hear and understand, hear your kids for understanding.
Mhm.
And this may sound really blunt, um, but I feel like it could hold true for a lot of moms who've been in that mode. And moms, let me know in the chat if you have ever felt this way. But when you just don't enjoy being a mom, when your kids feel more like a burden than a blessing. And I think
Mhm.
I'll be honest that I was there. I was there, and
Yeah.
I felt terrible about it, but survival mode will
Yeah.
take you there.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So if y'all can relate, put that in the chat. I can relate because I know I can relate. All of mine are grown now, but I can totally relate. I
Oh,
can
gravy.
just think about all the days and nights I just got by myself and I cried. I was like,
Hmm.
I mean, I love my children to the end, but this is like, oh my God, what do I do? How do I? And then when they all have different personalities, oh my goodness.
Hmm.
Yeah. If you can relate, put I can relate. Nicole said, I can completely relate. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Ooh, I can definitely relate. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this. Uh, she said, I've been there a few times. My God, my God, my God. I'm trying to read the chat in a questions. So, look, my
Yeah.
next question is I want to know, as a pediatric occupational therapist and a parent coach, what do you wish more parents understood about their children's emotion and behavior?
Mm. Well, I think the biggest thing is one, behavior is communication. Your kid's behavior is
Mm,
trying to communicate something with you. It's something that they can't put into words that we kind of got to problem solve and figure out, but it's communication. They're
mm.
literally trying to tell you that something is going wrong in their little bodies.
Wow,
Um, I feel like
wow.
two everything starts with us. If we are not regulated, our kids can't regulate. Kids
Mm,
require or depend on something called co-regulation, which is our
mm-hmm,
ability to, regulate our emotions so when that we can assist them in regulation, essentially. Our kids can feel when we are going through stuff. For my son, he is a super empath. And he knows when something is off. I mean, he's like this little detective. He'll come up and say, Mom, what's wrong? Are you okay? What's going on?
oh,
So I have to be very conscious about, really trying to put on that brave face even when I don't feel at my best. I remember like I told you, through that storm, I would sit in my car some days, 15 minutes before I went into his school, just to calm down. Not only working with kids all day, and then having to deal with my son that was having behavior issues at one time and just full of energy all the time. It can be a lot. I remember times I'm crying it out in my bathroom, in my car too, and
mm,
really having to,
yes,
wipe the tears away and say, okay, you gotta pull
get
it
it
together
together.
because he
Mm-hmm,
relies on you and he knows when something is off. So yeah, our kids really
exactly.
can feel when something is off, and they really
Yes.
require on our nervous system to be regulated for them to be.
Mm, those are some powerful reminders. I love that. And I love what you said about communicating, because
Mhm.
behavior may become because they can't communicate something that's deep inside of them. They don't know how to communicate it. And then it's all about their environment. If they see you
Right.
hollering and screaming all the time, they think that's the norm. So we do
Absolutely.
have to be very careful with that. I see some comments saying, I see it in my daughter. I've always loved being a mom, something I've been wanting since I was a teenager because I knew it was going to be loved by someone regardless. Yes, yes, that's what it's all about.
Hmm.
Having somebody that you can love, and I mean, I really agree with that. I agree with that. And then someone said my grandson is a uh what is that? Not empathy too. He pays such close
Empath.
attention to my daughter. Yeah, okay, yeah, I see it. Yeah, this writing is kind of small, so I'm like this trying to maybe I need to lift my glasses. But yeah, he pays such close attention to my daughter. Both her kids do. Okay. And
Mhm.
I was right. She loves me to be pieces, loves me to pieces, and she's there for me. I love being her mom and definitely a grandmother, but she doesn't like it, but loves her children deeply. Y'all making some good points here. And that's definitely what you're touching on. Yes, even though they are kids, they have a voice as well. Yeah, love it, love it.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. I love the comments. I love the comments. I'm sorry I can't hardly see them, but hey, I'm getting it out. Yes, that is amazing. So yeah, I mean, according to the comments, I see that you guys totally understand. So type understanding in the comment if this is helping you see children's behavior differently. All right, if this is helping you see children's um, behavior differently, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. I love that. I love that. Yes, understanding, 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 understanding. Yes, yes. I'm understanding too. Yeah, you know, I'm on the grandmother, the Gigi. I'm the Gigi. So I'm in that era. So I definitely understand as well. So Queens, are you enjoying our day 4 conversation so far? Drop me some hearts, some flowers, and crowns for Brooke. Drop it in the chat, all right? Some hearts, some flowers, some fire emojis. Remember, Brooke is competing for first, second, or third place during the birthday blitz. So every donation made using her code counts towards Team Brooke total, okay? So I want you to visit Confidence Shift. It would be in the chat, all right? Confidence Shift would be in the chat. I love it. I love it. I love how you guys are so interactive. I love that. So confidenceshift.com, select the donate tab and use code Queen18. Put Queen18 in the chat. Let's support this queen while she is pouring into us as parents, as grandparents, caregivers, and all families tonight. I love, love, love this. Type Team Brooke in the comments. Okay. Who is a part of Team Brooke? All the fire emojis. I love it. Yes, Queen18, Team Brooke, fire emojis. I love it. Keep it up, keep it up. You guys are up in here tonight. All right. So we're going to move on to our next question. Brooke, you often remind parents to choose progress over perfection. I love that. So why is that message so important for parents who constantly feel like she's not doing enough?
Being a parent is no small feat. It is the hardest job that I've ever had in my life. And I'll share a little secret. I was a great aunt before I was a mom. Oof. Um, but I say that because perfection doesn't exist. Who's perfect? Our kids aren't perfect. We're not perfect.
No.
None other but God is perfect, right? So it doesn't
Amen.
exist. So I think the focus should be on consistency, right? So
Mm-hmm.
whatever you're doing, whatever shifts and changes you're making, being consistent with those, and
Mm-hmm.
being intentional, putting good thoughts behind what it is that you need to do with your children, because perfection doesn't exist, but progress can happen, with small, consistent changes, doing something different, one thing different than you did the day before. You
Mm-hmm.
never know what type of result you can get with your child.
Yeah, that is so true. I want y'all to type progress in the comments if you are releasing that pressure for your child to be perfect. I know we want them to do things right. We don't want to get the phone calls. We don't want our children to be that child. But type progress. If we can just work daily, a little progress at a time, that is truly powerful. And I thank you for bringing it to our attention. That is amazing progress. All right. Do you find that the Black community has more? So we're going to get to Q&A a little bit later. So make sure you save that comment. But we're going to bring that back so you can be thinking on that, Brooke, okay? I know you already got it. You got it. You in control. All right? Yeah, patience. Yes, progress. Patience. I like that. I do. So a lot of families I've noticed, they struggle with the meltdown. They struggle with what you call sensory needs, that big emotions and those difficult daily routines, what is one practical strategy? That's what we need to know. Give us a strategy parents can begin using to create more peace. Oh, don't we want peace in our household?
Okay, so it may sound simple or cliche to some, but actually visuals. I stress visuals because when you give your kid a verbal direction, it's hard for them to hold on to several steps, right? And let's add having a kid with attentional issues or different things going on in the environment. So that compounded up on each other makes it almost impossible, right? But let's say you add a small visual on what the expectation is, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. I write on my son's mirror. When he gets up in the morning, this is what you need to do. He can read, he can understand. But for a kid that's maybe 4, maybe you need some pictures, just some pictures where they don't have to read, but they know a picture of what brushing your teeth looks like, what washing your face
Mm-hmm.
looks like, what putting on your clothes, whatever that sequence you have for them, giving them that visual, because that also, basically works on them being independent, where you don't have to say, like I can tell my son, get up and get ready. He knows what that means now because he has his visual, and he knows, okay, I know what exactly. He'll check everything off and say, okay, mom, I did it all, so they help.
Okay,
They help.
I like that. That is really good because, at my age, I'm a visual person. I prefer to see it. Like if you tell me how to do something, it's like, okay, let me write those steps down, or can we jump on Zoom? Can we go over this? Yeah, because, I'm a visual person too. Yeah, that's amazing. Never thought or heard of that. Yeah, I think that's an
Mhm.
amazing idea, girl. I can just see yeah, I can see that. And, them having a little checklist every day, makes them feel responsible, to the point where it's just an automatic thing that they're doing it every single
Right.
day. And yeah,
Right.
I love that. There you go, girl. That was an amazing tip. I love that. All right. I gotta use that on them grandbabies.
Absolutely. I'll help you.
So I want to ask the queen something. I want to
Mhm.
know all of my parents, grandparents, and stuff. What part of the day feels the most stressful at home with your kids? Is it the morning routine, helping with the homework, the meltdowns? They do that in public on intentionally most of the time. Bedtime, getting them out of the house. Kind of drop that in the comments. Let me know what's the hardest part. The
To go to
night,
bed.
because
Oh
they
my
hate
God.
going to bed. I know. And now look, when they get our age, they're gonna be ready for bed. Okay.
The power of a good nap. I love it. Kids fight
When
it, but
they
I'm like, the
yeah.
nap is the best thing ever.
Yeah. They're going to bed at 3 a.m. Oh mercy. That means they're
Who's
in
going
control.
to bed at 3 a.m.?
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my
Definitely
Lord.
when they are
Oh
sleepy and
yeah.
hungry, they go to bedtime and doing homework. Yeah. Oh my
Oh
goodness. Those your
no.
babies do that? Okay. We're gonna have to have a one-on-one with Miss Ivy, okay? Homework, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Because I mean sometimes the homework is too much for us. It's like am I
Listen, and the
lying?
way they're teaching things these days, math now, I'm like, what is that?
Uh,
Mm.
and you hate to look like you're not smart. You want to be smarter than your kids, but you're like,
Ooh.
okay, baby, come here. Tell me what, if I subtract this and carry, what's the answer? Just go and tell mama.
Mm. It's rough. It's
They
rough.
all are on a roll. Yeah. Okay. That is amazing. That's amazing.
That's
All right.
wonderful.
So, it is. It is. So my next question is, um, Brooke, you actually help children build that confidence and that
Hmm.
independence. So how
Hmm.
can parents support their children without doing everything for them? Because they get the whining, kicking, and carrying saying, want you to do everything. or you are pressuring them to be perfect. We talked about making progress. So how can parents give us some more tips on how parents can support their kids?
So a lot of it is just really like focusing on the effort that your child is giving, right? Versus
Hmm.
being perfect. We know you have to practice something to know how to master it. So for example, my son has to clean his bathroom. Do I expect it to be perfect? No, ma'am. Do I have to go behind him? No, but I praise him for his effort. Good job. You cleaned your bathroom. Now you can go watch TV. Or my son is a numbers guy. He loves numbers. Making anything into a challenge, a game, a basketball, anything. Oh,
Oh,
he's that's his jam. Like it's like music to his ears. So it's like if I want
uh-huh,
him to do something, I can say, okay, well you try it 10 times, or we're gonna put on a timer. If you beat me to it, and I have him easily. Or just really sometimes explaining. Like the other day, my son, we were out to eat. He wanted me to cut his pancakes. He's 8 years old. I said, well, why don't you try first? And then if you still need help, I'll help you. And he kind of, got a little frustrated because I had helped another kid at the table, but they were much smaller. And he was like, but I want you to do it. I said, how about this? If you don't practice it, how will you ever learn? If I continue to do it for you, you'll never learn how to do it. In that simple prompt, he was just like, and he did it easily. I said, look at that. You did it all on your own, and it was so easy. So, focusing on their efforts, making things a game. Something else, and because shoe tying is a big thing with a lot of parents, especially
that's true.
OT, they always look, can you teach my child how to tie their shoes? And it goes into a higher level thing called motor planning. But don't focus on practicing something in high pressure moments. So we're not going to practice shoe time when it's time to leave the house because we're trying to get out of here, right? It's
Right.
going to be a lot of fighting. But maybe if we're in the car driving to the grocery store, hey, put your foot up and try to tie your shoe. See if you can get it before we get to the grocery store or while we're sitting down watching TV at night. So you're doing it at a low pressure time. So you're not, they're not feeling like a failure because, oh, we can't get out the door because you can't tie your shoe, right? So
Mm,
just
yeah.
little things we can do to, kind of help them
Oh,
build the
wow.
confidence and independence at the
Hmm.
same time.
Okay, I like that. That's a great balance. You know, you kind of supporting your kids as they grow. And how you stay so calm, I don't know yet, but I'm gonna have to practice that
Listen, and
because
I'll be honest, I don't always stay calm. That's why we're not perfect, right? Some days I have to catch myself. Okay, Brooke, woo, you having one of those days, like exit stage left because it's not
mm,
about to go right. I'm not perfect at all. I don't stay calm all the time. I have a boy. Boys, sometimes I look at my son sometimes and just, I don't understand. I'm just like, well, okay, okay. So, no, I have my moments, but, I reel myself back in and remember, okay, strategies, practice your strategies.
okay. So we as parents and grandparents, we have to have a strategy. So that's so important. And I love the
Absolutely.
tips you have given. Yeah, that is amazing. I love that. I needed those tips when mine were young. But I mean, the grandbabies still are coming. So, yeah,
Hmm.
these are some great tips. So, Queens, y'all tell me in the chat one task that you would love to help your children complete more independently. Because sometimes we get, like you said, the tie and shoe things. When you're in a hurry, you get frustrated. You just go ahead and do it yourself. Okay, so what is a task that you would love to help your child complete more independently and use the tactic that she just told us about as far as making sure you don't do it when you in a hurry. You do it freely when you're in a hurry, but you learn how to sit down with them later and be calm. and, break it down to them. Yeah, we need these tips. I felt it too, girl. Yeah, yours fully grown and married. Well, you got the grandbabies coming. You're going to be a Gigi. They coming. Yeah, I am loving it, loving it. Okay, so another question. What would you say to a parent who feels overwhelmed, just exhausted? They feeling guilty. They feel unsure if she's doing the parenting thing correctly. Am I doing this right? Because, it gets so frustrating, so overwhelming. I understand how you're saying what we need to do to that communicating with our kids, but what do you say to a parent? What do they need to do? They're feeling overwhelmed. They're feeling stressed. They're exhausted. And then, like you said, they turn around and feel guilty about it.
First, the first thing I would tell a mom, take a deep breath. Just breathe. First, breathe. Because, it can feel like, the air is being sucked out of you days. Second, I would encourage a parent, a mom, to find your support system. Find your
Mm,
support system. Find those people who constantly check on you, who genuinely care about you and your children, who is I say, your village, right? Whether that's your church
right.
members, my church
Mm-hmm.
members have been very vital because I'm 2,000 miles away from all of my family. So they have become my family away from my blood family. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Find your village. Then I
Yeah.
would encourage you, take time for yourself. You have to. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you
Yeah.
have nothing left, if your battery is low at the end of the day, right? You have
Yep.
nothing
You have
left.
nothing to give. Right.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you find 15 minutes a day, an hour a day, one weekend day out of the month, find you some type of rhythm to where you're pouring and putting back into yourself.
Right.
Um, Give yourself
Yeah.
grace. Forgive
Mm-hmm.
yourself for whatever mistakes you feel like you've made, or things you've done wrong to your children. Kids are resilient. Move forward. Move forward
Right.
and
Yeah.
apologize, whatever you need to do, but give yourself grace and move forward.
Right.
Harping on to things in the past does nothing. It does nothing.
It's
It's mal.
nothing.
Yeah, it's not productive. So
Yeah.
move
Mm-hmm.
forward. Just I say my thing I literally had to do because it was just so overwhelming at that time was I would tell myself, okay, Brooke, one day at a time, 1 week at a
One day at
time,
a time.
1 month at a time. When people would start asking me about, oh, so in 2 months, I can't go there with you right now. I got too much going on. Let me get there after I'm at the end of the month, and then I can see
Mm-hmm.
where we are. Just you have to
Yeah.
take it one day at a time. Because
Mm-hmm.
life is so dynamic, right? It's always things changing, always things going on, and like they say, life will life, and it does. And just know whatever you're going through, it won't last forever. It feels like forever when you're in the midst,
Mm-hmm.
but it won't last forever. And there is
Yeah.
peace and calm on the other side of things. I don't know how
Yeah.
long that trial or whatever is going to last, but if you believe in God, this too shall
You
pass.
know. Yeah.
This too shall pass.
You know,
Yeah.
you know. Thank you, Brooke. Thank you so much. That was very encouraging, helping parents feel more seen tonight, especially tonight, okay? Because y'all type grace in the comment if you're giving yourself more grace or self-love, the more self-talk. Just type it in the chat. I saw all the emojis, all the hearts. I just want to know how you are feeling? Are you feeling more grateful now after she's given us all of this information? I mean, she is really giving some amazing tips. I can only imagine how a course would be with her, or, spending time with her, in her giving you good advice. Because all kids are different. They're different. So there are different techniques. And she definitely have those. Okay. I need her to have a podcast. That would be amazing.
Can I tell y'all a
Hey,
secret? I
is
had
God in the
one.
room?
I had one. So a part of me getting through that season, I created a podcast. It was called Motherhood
Okay.
Unfiltered. I do want to revisit it. Samantha, you have like encouraged me to revisit it, but it was just too much at one time. But it was really just for me
Yeah.
to just get it out. But I
Hmm.
will circle back to it. Thank you for the
Yeah. Yeah.
encouragement,
I mean,
ladies.
and I tell my clients all the time, pausing is okay as long
Mhm.
as you don't just give up. So it's okay to
That's it.
take a break. And then I had to learn that um, when you first start getting encouraged, when God talks to you and say, I want you doing this, you want to do it every day, you want to do it twice a week, 3 times a week, slow down,
Mhm.
breathe, like you telling us, give
Mhm.
yourself
Mhm.
some grace. And if you do it, start with once a month, once a month. Y'all know I'm Southern. Once a month. Did I say that?
I
Once
am too.
a
I'm from
month.
Nashville. Country, just country. It's okay.
Yeah. So it's good. Claire said you have your village for that now. You do. You definitely have your God know exactly what to do, what direction to steer you in, and you got exactly what you need. Okay. So yeah, once a month is really good. All right. She said, yes, the Holy Spirit is never wrong. You definitely have the village and the support now. Yes, I love that. Y'all give us some
I
hearts in
appreciate it.
the chat. Give us some hearts. Yes, we got to start that podcast, girl. Mm-mm. You going to have some grandmothers on there too? Some GGs,
I had
some
dads
nanas?
on there, dads, single moms. It was really catered towards single moms, but
Uh-huh.
I have a cousin on that had gone through a lot of stuff with his mom. I had a lot of things going, but
Yeah.
I had to stop for a
Yeah.
moment. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that. Okay, so Brooke, before we move into our Q&A, because I know they are super excited to ask you more questions because they keep putting them in the chat and I'm trying to jump over them. So y'all feel free to raise your hand because I am having a few problems seeing. I just been gone all day. I've been gone all day, so everything is kind of blurry and doubled. Okay, so raise your hand if you have a question. But before we move into Q&A, I want to give you the floor. So what are your final words of encouragement for these amazing parents who they want that peace, they want that calmness, they want more connection with their children, especially at home, but they feel unsure about where to begin? Can you elaborate on that for us?
Yeah, my biggest thing is don't be afraid to ask for help. You're not alone. There's typically someone going through the same thing that you're going through, right? I know at a time for me when I could just vent to someone that was going through exactly what I was going through, I felt like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
Lord, I'm not alone. And even in, like I said, the podcast, when talking to some people, I'm like, well, damn, excuse my French. I didn't even go, I didn't know it could get that bad. I found stories that it blew my mind, like blew my
Mm-hmm.
mind. And I've seen all types of things working in schools, but ask for help. Ask for help. I think a lot of the times we let our pride and our ego and that feeling that we have to look perfect. It has to let it go. Nobody's perfect. No
Yeah,
kid is perfect. No parent is
right.
perfect. I don't care what their social media looks like or whatever. We all have our struggles. And so just ask for help. Ask for help.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes. That's
Don't worry
amazing.
about
What you said
judgment.
was perfect though. Okay.
Mhm.
That was perfect. That was a perfect answer. Thank you, Brooke. That was very encouraging and, exactly what parents need to hear tonight. So we're going to move on to our Q&A, and I see Miss Brown has her hand up. So if you can just unmute yourself,
Can y'all hear me?
and we,
Can you
yes,
hear?
yes,
Oh,
we hear you.
hi.
Yes.
Beautiful job. I just want to say that I love the fact that you are this is your niche and it's a good thing. Whether you know it or not, it's gonna help a lot of people. A lot. One of my questions is what if you have artistic
Mhm.
grandkids that shows a sign of being artistic. And it's hard. I'm the one that says my grandkids go to bed at 3, 4, 5 in the morning. They do.
Okay.
They literally
Now
do.
I understand. Mm-hmm.
It's just two of them, the twins.
Mm-hmm.
They showed signs of it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like going to bed. The oldest grandson, he'll be 13. He does not like going to bed. He goes to bed at 6 and 7 in the morning when I'm going to bed. Um,
Mm,
how do we address that? Me being a grandparent and then my
Mm-hmm.
daughter, she's overwhelmed, literally. And she spends a lot of time with her kids because the husband is over the road truck driver and
Mm-hmm.
I'm here helping her for like months, but she can get overwhelmed a lot,
Mm-hmm.
mm,
literally
yeah.
a lot. Scary a lot.
Um, I think when you
Mm.
start, I'm not sure. So they have not been diagnosed. Have you talked to the doctor? You start with the physician. You bring up the concerns to the doctor, so you can have an official diagnosis. Because once a kid gets a full diagnosis, they can get support in school or in home. If they're 0 to 3, they get support at home, and all services come to you. That could be speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, what have you. And if they're in school, if they're school age, you take that paperwork to the school and they have to honor it, and
Yeah.
then a kid is what we call, they get an individualized education program.
Mhm.
And that program is a legally binding document, and that school has to put whatever
Mm,
supports that the team, which the parent and all other staff are a part of the IEP team, whatever they deem is necessary for that child to make progress, they have to uphold that. So that's where you start, the doctor getting an
Well,
official diagnosis and then taking that paperwork to the school, to start there. And then if you get that, a lot of times autistic children get respite, parents get respite care in the home, and they can also get other services in the home.
okay, now I do remember the nurses and stuff used to come here and help the twins, and they do
Mm-hmm.
get like certain thing help at school, but to go get full like from a physician, this is me being a grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
When you put your kids in the system, they're looked at like that when they get older, and that's what I fear. I don't want anybody judging my grandkids when they become older because they have that on, behind them. Like my son, he's ADHD, and they threw
Mm-hmm.
him on medicine, and I completely took him off because I didn't want him to become a man and have that following him, and that's going to determine to society that he's has a problem or something like that. So that's what I'm
mhm,
fearing with my grandkids.
I
mm,
understand that. And I think, um, depending on where you are regionally and the generation you grew up in, I remember when I was in school, special education, it was like, what? I feel like now it's a little more socially accepted. Like there's such a high number of kids being diagnosed with, autism, especially. The majority, I have 50 kids that I with this year, and I would say 90% of them were autistic, right? So, I don't think it's as stigmatized as most people think. And I think you have to weigh the pros and cons. Are we going to worry about what other people think, or are we going to do what the child needs to make them more independent, right?
yeah.
A lot of it, I know a lot in schools, kids are included in a lot. We talk about inclusion. We talk with other students about how we can help and support others. And we treat all people the same. Yes, they may do something different, but we're all different. It's just having that conversation,
Exactly.
and giving, instilling that confidence too in your kids to let them know just because you may have a diagnosis, okay, that's your beauty, that's your gift. So changing the narrative, is it being a stigma, and changing it to this is no, this is just this gift, because a lot of the kids are truly brilliant,
Yes,
Gifted.
they
Yeah.
brilliant,
are. Yeah,
brilliant minds.
they
Mm-hmm.
are.
They just might have these social things, or these sensory, or food. A lot of them have those different, food sensitivities and things. I mean, we all have different things that we do. If you
Mm-hmm.
think none of us are the same, so getting outside of
Mm-hmm.
that stigma.
Okay. Thank
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I think that was very good, Brooke, because I mean, we as grandparents and caregivers, there's what they might be labeled as is
Mm-hmm.
definitely a gift. And your responsibility as a grandparent is to let them know that's your special gift. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
So you want them to get the help that they need simply because you don't want them to grow up and then they're going to hear it
Right.
outside the home, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they need to know from the people who love them that that is their special gift. That's
you.
my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah. And one more
Right.
question.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know you have another, everybody else. Do you find it more in the Black communities more than any other race or community with
What do you
those
mean?
different,
Find what in
like
particular? Autism?
yeah, not just the autism, but just being how you was mentioning earlier, the behavior issues, the for us with the moms, how stressful they can be and things like
Um,
that, and show that the kids are can be overwhelming to them. Do you find all of those issues more in the Black communities than any other community?
not necessarily. I think it's environment. I think environment plays a huge part. Socioeconomic status, right? I find plays probably the biggest part. Um, because I've seen, kids of all races, struggle, and parents really being at a dead end. I don't think necessarily just the Black community, you know.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Yeah,
good. Thank
those
you.
are some amazing questions and amazing answers.
Yes,
Thank
yeah.
you, Brooke. And
You're
thank you, Miss
welcome.
Brown. I appreciate
Welcome.
that. So,
Mhm.
next question is from Nicole. Nicole has her hand up. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
You see my Facebook?
Hi,
All I'm
Nicole.
saying, all I'm saying is podcast. All of us on this right here, I don't even know how many of us are here. I will be your assistant, and that is what I did. Like, I'll do whatever I
That's what I was
can.
missing
And
before.
and Brooke, I mean it. I mean it with all my heart because our
Mm-hmm.
children are like in
Mm-hmm.
Whitney in this Whitney Houston, our children are our future. Like Ben, you know that song, and it's so true. So I have a list of questions. So I'm just gonna just ask you and see if you can just your girl. You can rock with me, right?
Okay.
My main points are what role does nutrition play? Have you seen
Mm-hmm.
any things that we can do to help our children? Is it like I think about digestive issues and the
Mm-hmm.
dyes and the sugar and how if there's any connection with that, are kids playing less and less active because of games, video games and social media? And does that have anything to do with the behaviors that we're seeing now? And what can parents do to balance that out? And what impact have you seen that social media has had?
Okay, so this is not anything that I know from research, just totally observation. And Hillary would have been a great person to have for this nutrition part. But I definitely do think diet plays a role. Let's be real. What are kids eating in the morning? 9 times out of 10, they're
Mm-hmm.
eating super sugary things. And I tell parents that you can't expect to drop them off fully loaded with sugar and them be able to focus. We know sugar causes you to crash and burn eventually, right? So I definitely think there is a connection with the food
Mm-hmm.
kids are eating. Yes. Question
I agree.
two.
Social media and the lack of activities and playing. Like the pandemic, are these young people that they went through the pandemic too,
Mhm.
and they were
So
sedentary and yeah.
we are seeing the pandemic kids are struggling. They're struggling. I can't tell you how many kids I've assessed coming in. Now they might be in fourth grade, third or fourth grade, and they can't hold pencils, they can't use scissors, they can't do a lot of things. Like they're struggling because of that disconnect, right? They
Mm,
were behind computer
right.
screens. Families don't have the supplies that maybe we have at school. And some kids, honestly, I think were at home by themselves. Like I would see no parent, is there someone there? Or maybe they're working in another room. Yes, I definitely think those children are definitely impacted by that. Um, I definitely think the electronics play a big piece. I can't tell you how many kids we have that are glued to tablets, and if you take them, oh baby, it's a fight. I had
Mm-hmm.
a 4-year old coming in this year with a cell phone. And I looked at the teacher, I said, this is ridiculous. I said, I'm sorry. When I work with her, this phone has to go. Now, if she would allow me to prop the phone up and give her the whatever visual and she's still working with me, cool. But yeah, that's why kids don't know how to use their
Mm-hmm.
hands. Because in OT, we work with fine motor skills as well. Kids don't know how to use their hands because all they're doing is swiping, swiping, swiping.
Right.
They can work phones
Right.
better than me, So I
That
definitely
is
think
true.
that kids are losing a lot of skills, a lot of regulation, that just an overstimulation of dynamic displays and screens. You know what that does to the brain. So
And I think
definitely.
I think it's I what I have seen is that it's what parents use as a babysitter, and I understand why, right? Because we work all
Hmm.
day. Like it's not like
Hmm.
back in the day, and where parents come home, we're exhausted because the world is beating us up too, right? And
Right.
then we've got to deal with the children, and so it's like, okay, it's time to eat. Go get your iPad. Go ahead, go ahead. You
It's
go play.
hard.
Go. So it's a juggling act for everybody.
But that's why I say you have to be, it's hard and it's very tiring setting a lot of things up. But once you can set up stuff, like I'm a single mom here at my home. My son, goes back and forth between his dad's house. But when I'm here, it's just he and I. And sometimes I gotta get on, I have to give him the things that set him up.
Mhm.
Maybe you find some act like during COVID, he was 3 and I still had to work online, baby. I plop him in my lap. He would be my model for my preschoolers. And when he wasn't, I set him up with things that he could do independently, at least for 10, 15, 20 minutes. You just have to be intentional. But I wasn't always giving him a tablet, always giving him a phone. Make them play with blocks, build their fine motor skills.
Mm-hmm.
I think the
Mm-hmm.
phone is just, of course, easy. And when you have multiple, I get it, but you gotta find a way to kind of get the kids to break from
I
all
could
those.
hog this
Yeah.
conversation so much. I got so much to say on this conversation. Kids
Yeah.
are playing with toys, they're losing
But
their
so what I want you
imagination.
guys to do to make sure you get her information out of the chat, reach out to her. She
Yeah,
has uh she has amazing answers. I'm loving it too. But of course we can't be on here all day long. I could be on here all day long listening because it's very, very helpful. It is because, like you say, life be lifing. So we all are going through some things. So you see in the chat box, I want you guys to follow her. Follow her on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Okay, I think she has, the podcast coming. Right,
I'm gonna
right,
revamp
right.
it.
Revamp it. Okay, we got her, y'all. We got her.
Uh-oh, y'all gonna have to hold me
So we're
accountable,
gonna
huh?
we're gonna try to narrow it down to one question, guys. Ask your questions and hey, I'm loving it too. I believe me, I am. All right. So let's go ahead and who do we have? We have Ty.
Sometimes.
Unmute yourself and go ahead and ask your question.
Okay. How y'all doing tonight?
All right. Look at that man in
Hi,
the room.
Ty.
I'm like, you girl, check it out.
Y'all doing a good
They
job.
said we are parents too.
Yeah, I put the question in the chat too, but my question is just lead us back to this program.
Mhm.
What led you to the program?
Mhm.
And then the second part of that is, what was that deciding factor that made you just go all in to actually?
Well, okay. So what led me to the program is while I love working in schools, it is very taxing. It is very tiring, and I need my time back. I wanted to create something for my own so I wouldn't have to be in such of a box, because there's only so much you can do, working in schools. The
Right.
deciding factor for going all in really is just my son is aging now, and I need to be a little bit more present and involved with him at school. Also, my mom. So, my mom is in Nashville. I'm here in California, and I need to get back and forth to help take care of her. So, I needed something that while I love kids, where I can still pour into families, pour into kids, but still be virtual and move around a little more.
Right. That's a great question, and I love the answer you gave. Uh, they say, I see you, Tyrone, dipping into everything. That's what's up. I love it. I love it. Tyrone, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Hey,
Oh,
Tyrone.
you muted yourself again, Tyrone.
You hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Yes.
All right. So I just want to say, like, I'm so proud of Brooke. Like, yo, this is crazy. I'm
Thank you.
so I've been in the field for over 20 years. I'm a doctor of education and a behavior analyst. So I deal with development delayed neurodivergent kids. Yo,
You are my people.
everything you said is on point.
Yes.
I just wanted to give you your flowers in real time. And I want to be the
Oh,
first guest on your podcast. Let's go.
All right.
okay. All right. We got the guests coming in already. Yes.
I
Yes.
appreciate it, Tyrone. Thank you.
Yes. 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 I love that. We have, is that Kelly C? You can unmute yourself and ask your question. Can you unmute yourself? Does that say Kelly? Kelly C, I
Kelly.
believe. Kelly. Well, maybe we'll come back to Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
Ebony,
She's unmuted.
I think she unmuted now. Kelly? No, she muted again. You might want to restart your phone or your laptop. Ebony, go ahead and unmute yourself and let us know what your question or comment might be.
Okay. Can y'all hear me? Hey, Brooke. So I just wanted
Yes.
to say that you did an awesome and amazing job when it comes to this. I just left the school system for 5 years, and I only went into that after COVID, not being able to go back into the salon. Things changed, but I seen the
Mm-hmm.
transition, the gap and stuff like that when it came to kids. And when it comes to the autistic children, I'm gonna speak to Miss Yura. You were brave for coming up here. You were brave for sharing your
Yes.
story. You have a
Yes.
community So whenever you feel like you're overwhelmed, this is what we're here for. So when it comes to that, I think in the Black community, we are just now starting to really see some of the parents step up to get the resources when it comes to our children just being a little bit delayed, being a little bit, left behind. Not saying that they have that they won't be able to have life skills, because ultimately you're teaching them that too, Brooke. So I commend you for that. But Miss Yura, don't ever feel like your children, your grandchildren, because those are your babies, will feel like they have a label towards them. You just never know. You will probably find more resources financially when it comes to the support, and especially here in this community. So I encourage you to
Right.
start looking. And if you need help with that, I'm sure that people will, guide you in that
Yeah.
direction. But yes, I
Yeah.
love this. This hit home.
Yeah.
It's
It
Yeah.
hit
it's not a
home.
stigma. It's not a
Yeah.
stigma
Mm-hmm.
anymore.
And
It's not.
I had a girl who was autistic. She was nonverbal, but when
Mhm.
her speech therapist would come into the classroom from August to May, that was my baby. She was my baby. She did have some fits, and she knew how to handle herself. But when she started talking, I think the most dearest thing to me was when she said my name.
Oh,
That's
So
that is
wonderful.
beautiful.
Ooh.
yes, and love on those babies, Miss Yura, because your daughter is having a hard time. Sometimes us dealing with that mentally, not thinking that we will have kids like that, not to say that she loves them any less.
Mm-hmm.
She probably just doesn't know how to deal with it emotionally on her end.
Mm-hmm.
So she needs the support
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
She
But
And
needs
that's
there
the
are so
support
many
too.
yeah.
services. There are services, there are parenting classes. You get
hmm
so many services when your child has autism. Like really, you have like look into what's there, and I can help you. I can help you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not there in the state, but I can help you. Look into the services. The biggest thing is going to the doctor, getting that initial diagnosis, and then you can run from there. There's no stigma behind it. Like I said, there are some of
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my favorite students, because they will love you to death. My little 3-year-old baby, I loved him to death this year. He said my name for the first time. I taught him, and that was the first thing he would
Oh,
say every time I would walk in the room. So, I tell parents, like, we're all different. We all do different things to help our self-regulate. I rub my legs, and people may think I'm crazy. If you see me, I might be rubbing my legs. Some people pick their
mm-hmm.
nails, but bite the
Rocking.
inside of their jaw. We all do things to regulate that are different. It may be weird to others, but okay, we're all weirdos. So what? Now what? There's really no stigma because we all have our own things that, we have to work through.
Yes, that is so true. And then, somebody was asking the question as far as race is concerned. I mean, we have to be honest. We have to be honest that stigma of, you know, you don't, even being a man, you're not a man if you cry.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
has been on us in our cultural period. So
Mhm.
we have to change that and get the help we need, get the support we need.
I'll say
Go
this.
ahead.
I see more denial, more parents in denial about it, or we will fix this. For instance, I remember my son's aunt. She had her daughter and she knew something was off, and she immediately came to me because the rest of her family told her, "Oh, girl, we just gonna pray. It ain't." I told her, I said, "Listen, I don't know if she is or not, but it doesn't help to go find out. And early intervention is key. The earlier you
Yes.
can get some services, the better it is because you
Mm-hmm.
start sooner. So yes, I definitely see it being more
Mm-hmm.
of a, parents being in denial in our
Yeah.
community. I do see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree. I definitely agree. She said, yes, my daughter and son-in-law are in denial. So all you can do, by being the grandparent and not the parent is to do your
Hmm.
part and letting them know they are a beautiful gift. They're on this earth,
Right.
in this world, they're supposed to be. That's their gift. God made them that way. because they are going to be able to help somebody else the same way you're helping them. I guess that, yeah. And Tyrone say, and you get educated as a parent to not be so helpless.
Yeah,
exactly. All right, I love that. Okay, Kelly, are you unmuted now? She said she was unmuted now.
Yes, I'm unmuted. Hey, Brooke.
hello. Hi,
Hey.
Kelly.
Just
Hello.
working with I don't work with kids, but my question is just like working in the field, like what
Mhm.
are some of your best practices and what are some of the things that like you have learned that like not just saying race is a factor, but we know that it is a factor.
Mhm.
You know, what
Mhm.
are some things that like were some of your best practices that's like working with kids to kind of make them feel confident with like them being autistic or developmentally just delayed, to kind of keep them
Mhm.
motivated, to let them know like, hey, you're different, but you still matter, and like you are still like on the same playing field as them, as the other kids.
Mhm.
So I think it starts for me. I don't treat them any different than any Gen Ed kid. Cause listen, the smallest little cutest little kid can manipulate. They all kids know how to manipulate. I I don't treat them any different. And I use my personality and fun to kind of relate and get to kids. I joke with them all the time. We laugh, we play, I chase them,
Mm.
we compete over stuff.
Oh.
So I think just it really is called therapeutic use of self. You should know that, Kelly. She's a OTA, occupational therapy assistant. So it's really just
Okay.
using
Mhm.
yourself as a tool. And a lot of it have to do a lot of parent education, educating teachers. Some teachers, some old school teachers, they have no all of this is like they're like a fish out of water sometimes. Something I found hard is getting teachers in buy-in and input on implementing things for a student, right? Like, hey,
Mhm.
they may,
Mhm.
well, that other kids are gonna want it, or they're gonna
Mhm.
get distracted. And I'm like, look, this is in their IEP, this is a legally binding document. We have to support this student. I understand it may be a challenge. My job is to help you implement that. But we got to do what we need for this kid. Like even with me, I will, if a student on my caseload needs something and I see another student in the classroom may be struggling, I'll just give the teacher, I was like, hey, here's this adaptive paper I use for my student. I'm just going to give you a stack of it. Use it for any kid in the classroom. I think a lot of it just comes from letting them know you're not, just because you have an IEP, there might be another kid in the classroom struggling with the same things. And if we give everybody materials, right, we don't
Mhm.
have to single one person out.
I 100% agree. Yes. Well said.
Yeah.
And I do want to
Miss
say, when you were talking
Brown.
about
Okay.
caregivers and
Mhm.
giving yourself grace, I work with the geriatric population, and I will say that if you don't pour back into yourself, you are not going to be any good to anybody else. That is very
Absolutely.
important. But you have made a very good points, and I am here and I am tuned in.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's amazing. Great questions. Great responses. I love it. She is on fire, y'all. Y'all just getting all the sauce.
You
Girl, you
stress
came
me
in
out.
here from all the sauce.
I
Yeah,
have
you
something
thought you
else.
had a good 7 questions. You done had 15, 20 questions.
I'm sorry. I have something. I don't mean to interrupt y'all. And this one here touched my heart. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, but this one here.
Oh, you
Um,
fine.
what, what about discipline? Because I don't like I don't like disciplining my grandbaby because I know they have this issue.
Mhm.
How can I discipline them without physically disciplining? Because
Mhm.
the youngest one, when I spank him, he looks at me like, Grandma, why? 'Cause he don't
Mhm.
understand why I spank him. So what do I do to not to physically spank him, knowing that they have this issue, where I can let them know what's wrong and what's right? what can I do to, because I don't like spanking my grandbabies. It hurts my heart.
No,
Yeah.
I totally get it. Um,
Mm,
so it's a lot of things going on, right? Um, the kids are not supported. They are not supported in what they need. If you know, it's hard when you have to battle trying to get kids services because I've done it myself. We fight for kids and parents will say, no, I don't want any of the service. I don't think they have a problem, you know, and it really puts your back against the wall. I think with disciplining, it starts with routines, you know, having structure because typically when kids are having behavior, something's out of sync, right? Kids
mhm,
thrive when they know what's coming next. You know, they thrive when they know what's coming next. And I think with discipline, it's, you know, you do behavior charts, you know, you do reward systems. And, you know, my son, he knows if he does something, it's like, okay, you take that one thing that you know they love. It's like, hey, all right,
mhm,
we're going to do this or that. If you can't, then this is the consequence. So having them
mhm,
knowing that there are clear consequences to their actions and you got to follow through on them. Because what we sometimes, you know, my son was doing wall sits outside of church the other day. You want to show out in front of everybody. I don't wait till we get home anymore. Come on, give me the wall sits. Doing physical stuff. I make my son do wall sits, push-ups. It doesn't hurt him. That doesn't hurt him at all.
mm,
But it makes him think again that, oh man, or I tell his coach, hey, make him run 2 extra laps. He wasn't listening earlier. Things like that. Find other avenues. You know what I'm saying? Like taking
set
those
those
things
boundaries.
away that they love and right setting boundaries and having clear structure, clear routines, right? So they understand, they know
Mm,
what's coming next. But also it's coupled because you need that support. You know, there are without an official diagnosis and getting some help, you need more support, I think, in the home. And um I don't know. We got to figure out how to get your daughter and son-in-law like on board because they need to realize they're doing their kids a dish justice. There are people
yeah,
that
I
are
agree with that.
getting so much support, so much support. Even people, sometimes I'm like, okay, y'all, I think they're making stuff up so they can get a check, so they can get this support. So, but it's out there for the people that really, 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 really need it. And it sounds like your grandkids really, really need it. And you are their biggest advocate right now. And I think you need to press them just press them a little more, you know, and let them know nobody did anything wrong. This is not a failure on your part. This is about supporting your kids and getting them what they need.
Hmm. I agree.
Because
I agree with that.
parents, you're not going to always be here.
Yeah.
That's why you need your kids to be
Hmm.
independent as possible. I'm not going to always be here, but I want to equip my son with everything I know that he needs. You know, he,
Right.
if I get sick in here, he knows how to fix his own breakfast. He knows how to make him a sandwich. We might be able to survive it here a
Hmm.
couple of days, you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you just got to. And some people, Brooke, you're so hard on him. I'm like, no, I need him. And we do it,
To
we
be as
make it fun,
independent as
but
possible.
you gotta
Hmm.
know how to do things, you know? Because the
Hmm.
world is not
Yeah.
gonna see your kids the way you do. I love him to death, but he's a black man. The world is not going to see him the way I do. So I want to equip him with everything that he needs now.
Yeah.
Hmm. So let me ask you a question. What do you think about? Because I know a lot of people like to reward their children with money.
Mhm.
I don't think that's a good idea. What are some ways you can reward them? Maybe like the little star system. I guess it depends on their age. Little stuff
Yeah.
that you can do that don't cost money. You know, what can we
Um,
do to help them?
so if you don't want to give your kids, I mean, you could give them a quarter. It doesn't have to be these kids swear.
Yeah,
But I
stickers. Somebody said
so
sticker treasure
sticker.
box.
I did a sticker chart with my son when he was having the behavior problems. Me and his teacher, we teamed up and we figured, okay, if he got, let's say, 5 stickers within the week, he would get some kind of special treat. toy, snack. And the ultimate goal, he loves trampoline parks. If you all month, if I don't have to hear from your teacher, because baby, it was like if this school comes home one more time, I was like, then you can go, we can go. But I need to
Right.
hold you accountable for what you're supposed to do. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
or create some type of little go to a Dollar Tree 99 cent store. They don't exist anymore. Dollar Tree, dollar store, whatever type of Dollar General you have,
Mm-hmm.
fill it with a bucket of little trinkets and toys and say, at the end of every week, if you do this on this day or whatever the system is, you get to pick a toy out of the toy bin. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be
And
money.
they
It could be a
and it's
snack.
like they be so happy and they
Be so
light up
excited.
because you gave them that special treat and you're spending that time with your grandkids.
I was gonna also say it could be extra time. We get a movie. You get a movie at the end of the week. It doesn't have to cost you a thing. Be creative. Oh, you get extra time
Mm-hmm.
with mommy. If you have multiple kids, guess what? If you do it, you get a special day with mommy. You get a special weekend with mommy.
Like
Just
that.
make it fun, and can make it cost effective too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
do
How does
that.
that
I take
sound,
them
Miss
to the
Brown?
toy store. Well, I do that. They love going to the toy store. I take them to the toy store, let them pick out whatever they pick out and everything. And I do that with them a lot. The
But do you
granddaughter,
make sure it's a reward? That's my
Yeah.
question
Make
to
them
you. Are
earn
you
it.
making sure it's a reward?
no, I don't, because I
Yeah.
spoil kids. I think that's my biggest thing, that I spoil them and
Yeah.
just give them whatever they want anytime they want it. So I guess I have
That's not gonna help.
That's
Mm-mm.
why they having behaviors. You gotta make them earn it. We don't get a paycheck just for showing up at work and be like, okay, I'm here, I'm cute.
yeah.
Okay, for it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You gotta,
Yeah.
and it's giving them a false perception of reality, right? That's not
Mm.
reality. That is not reality. You just don't get handed something because, oh, you're cute. And I know it's hard because they're little, they're cute, they're sweet, but it also gives them a sense of accomplishment. It's like, wow, I did something that I didn't think I could do, or I did something for the first time, and I get to
Mhm.
earn something.
Yeah.
Your
Yes.
love and attention is enough. You don't have to shower kids. They don't require all of that. That's something we impose on ourselves,
Yeah.
and make
Mhm.
ourselves feel like, we're not doing enough. And no,
Yeah.
kids care about your time, your energy with them over anything physical or material.
Yeah.
I love
Thank
that.
you.
I love
I
that. That is
thank
amazing. Amazing. Oh, this have y'all put some
you.
hearts, some fire emojis. Look, Ebony, she finna come up here with them tears. I see her wiping her
Baby,
eyes.
don't you start that. You always try to make me cry.
No, 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 no. This is for like Miss Yura. As you're a grandparent, and I'm living this real time right now. Sometimes as parents, we try to well, my mom, she says this to me. She says sometimes as parents we didn't get it right raising ours. So grandparents, this is a do-over for them, right? So
Yeah.
Miss Yura, whatever you may be feeling and why you overly do for your grandchildren, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself.
Mm.
Do that first. Forgive yourself so that you can pour into your grandchildren to know how to thrive in a society that may not always be conducive for them. Okay. You got to forgive yourself first. So sometimes that means you need to heal from some trauma that you went through as a young child. Okay,
Mm.
and that you're bringing it into this, and you're doing this internally and
That
not
right
really
there.
knowing that that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to be effective, that's why you got a community. For you to be
Mm-hmm.
effective for those grandboys, you're going to have to start doing some healing, some soul searching for you, so that you can know how
Mm-hmm.
to raise them the right way. That way that your daughter can see that this is not the same mama that I grew up with. She's totally different.
Right.
And the way she's
Mm-hmm.
handling my sons, maybe this is going to connect us on some type of level. So do that inner work for you so your grandsons can see that. And you just never know how God is going to show up. And I don't believe this call was an accident for you to get onto. You said it in the chat. You didn't even know that this was going on. But you're here now. You're here now.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Thank
That's amazing. I love it. I love it. What a amazing, amazing call. Thank you, Ebony, for that. I really love how y'all stepping in as a community to help each other out. And y'all remember, this is live on YouTube, so you can go back and watch the replay. Make sure y'all go back, watch the replay. Make sure you comment. Make sure you subscribe and all of the different stuff, the likes. Make sure you hit all the buttons because y'all know how the algorithm works. You know, it goes out to more people. The more we comment, the more we like, the more we subscribe. And so that's going to help Brooke, get to be able to, that's her passion. It's her passion. So she want to get out there. She want to help. And as we help each other, we are all going to grow together, right? We're going to restart, we're going to rebuild, and what we're going to do? We're going to rise together, all right? All right, I love it, I love it, I love it. So, look, guys, we have not even did the giveaway yet. We haven't did the giveaway. Are y'all ready for the giveaway? Who's ready? Put it in the chat if you're ready for the giveaway. All right, so remember, they have to be present when their name is called. So if the first person don't respond, we will select another winner. But according to our participants, it's not going down, okay? So everybody is still here. I see somebody still joining right now. They're joining at the right time. That was Joanna, I believe it was. All right. So we are super excited. So the first thing we're giving away is my book, Shift Your Confidence, a 15-day journey to fire those negative self-talk. It's all about the self-love, the self-care. All right. It's a workbook to help you work through those negative self-talk that we give ourselves. So we are giving this away, and make sure you put whoever the winner is, make sure you send our moderator, Brian, make sure you send him your address so you can get your book. Because I don't remember who won last night because we didn't get an address. All right, so let's spin the wheel, drum roll. Oh, really? LaSharelle White. All right, congratulations. Make sure you put your address, a private message to Brian Hill. All right? If you don't see him, let me know so we can make you, make sure you get your book. All right, congratulations. That is amazing. All right, so now we have a special gift. Y'all know every night what my gift is going to be. All right. So we want to know, Brooke, what are you giving our amazing parents today?
So it's my Calm Home Toolkit. It's packed with a lot of different strategies, some visuals, some different, Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a complete toolkit to help you basically with the regulation, executive functioning, and creating more calm and independent kids. So yeah, it's my toolkit. It is a PDF, so I can send it to you today.
Okay, you would get this gift immediately. Okay, so exactly how can they get it? Is it a link they need to?
I can email it. Give me your email and I'll email it to you.
All right, send her a private message and she will email it. Drum roll. I tell you. Oh my God. She wins every night.
She does. She's got to be the luckiest person I know.
She wins every night, guys. I know.
Right.
Congratulations. That is hilarious. Yes, I agree. I agree. Okay. Who has said the giveaway?
Samantha, do you want to spin again for LaSharelle?
What was that?
LaSharella's not here. You want to spin again?
Oh,
okay. All right, let's spin again for my book. All right, we're
Tiffany
gonna spin
said
again.
she wasn't included.
Tiffany, put Tiffany in there.
Tiffany?
in there. I don't see her either.
I thought I had
Does
Tiffany.
anybody see?
I thought I had Tiffany in here. Okay, gotcha.
There's Tiffany.
Tiffany's in here.
I gotcha.
Tiffany said, no, she's in there now. All right,
Okay, here we go.
let's go.
Let's shuffle.
Shuffle. Tiffany is the winner. Yes. Oh my God, I'm saying the same thing. Oh my God. You add her name and she is the winner. Congratulations. That is amazing. So look, Miss Brown, I have been so touched about what you've been saying. So Brooke, what I want to do, I want to pay for her a copy.
You don't. I was going to send it to her anyway. I give to you.
Yeah, she has really
And
touched
I'll
my
give
heart.
you more one-on-one support. Give me a call. We'll figure this out.
Y'all so fire. I'm with
All
you.
right,
Let's do it
beautiful.
together.
Okay.
Yes, let's do it together.
Tyrone tapping. We gonna figure this out for them grandbabies. Okay.
Right,
Brooke love
exactly.
the kids. Okay.
And I know she got me all snippy and stuff. I'm trying not to sniff. I'm gonna have to mute myself to get my little sniff in. But yes, I truly I love it, and I love the fact that you know, willing to share, you know, and you just being so. You see all the hearts, they are going out to you. That is amazing. So
And the crazy part is that I'm a spiritual person, and the devil was like, "You don't know who that person is. You don't need to go to that Zoom." It was like a didn't want me to be on the Zoom thing with you guys, and then I think Tiffany gave me the link because I never heard about it. It's my first time hearing about it, and someone just said, "No, go ahead and get the link and get in the Zoom and things like that." And that was number the Holy Spirit. So again, this is like, oh my
right,
God, yeah, this,
yeah.
yeah. God,
It's
God is
gonna be
good.
all right. You're gonna be okay. You got this, girl.
Divine
You got the
alignment.
community. Yes, exactly. All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you.
So I want to go over again how to connect with Brooke. So Brooke, tell everybody how they can connect with you, follow your journey, and learn more about the Ivy Consulting Company and your services.
Yeah, so I'm on all platforms. I'm probably on Instagram the most. It's Brooke, the number 8, Ivy, and Brooke is with an E. Not on TikTok as much, but I've been given homework to do better. Um, TikTok is Brooke 8 Ivy OT on the end of it.
Okay.
On Facebook, I'm Brooke Ivy. And then what am I leaving off? YouTube is at Brooke 8. No, at Brooke Ivy OT. I know
Okay. Awesome.
that
Awesome.
I should have made them all the same.
Could I give you my daughter's number? Cause she'll listen to you. She's not gonna listen to me.
Um,
She's not gonna
Y'all
listen.
can talk about it.
we probably should, it should probably be a whole full circle, full round table. Because I don't want to catch her off guard. She doesn't know me, so she wouldn't receive it.
Yeah,
Okay.
You know?
that makes sense. All right.
Okay.
But I want y'all to be sure that you follow Brooke. Y'all support her work and tell her that you discovered her through 100 Queens who restart, rebuild, and rise. All right. So, I mean, Brooke reminded us so many things. I mean, I can't even go through all of them, but it was all about communicating. It was about the behavior, and it also sunk into what we need to do, how we can feel more at peace, and we can make sure our kids are happy and make sure they have those boundaries and everything that they need, that they're being rewarded the right way. I mean, it was just amazing. I'm going to have to go back and watch the replay myself because this was truly amazing, and I would love to hear it again. So, of course, this is day 4, y'all. So day 1, we had Ebony. Her code is Queen 15. We had Cece on day 2, code Queen 16. All right, people still coming into the room. Oh, wow. And on day 3, we had Claire, who is Queen 17 is her code. And of course, today, Brooke, Queen 18. We have 3 more queens joining us during this 7-day birthday blitz. Okay, so some of y'all came out of kind of late, so you don't have to wait until a queen is interviewed to donate. Okay, so each queen has been sharing and promoting her code throughout the week on social media. Check them out. Each one of them are bringing a different story, a different business, a different lesson, and of course, a different donation code. And another opportunity to learn. We definitely learned a lot. We've been connecting tonight, and we support our queens who are making this big impact on each other. Okay, so I truly, truly have enjoyed this conversation. So make sure y'all subscribe also to the Confidence Shift on YouTube. Turn on your notifications, share tonight's interview. When you watch the replay, type replay in the comments, and join us every night through June the 21st at 7 o'clock p.m. Also, do you have a powerful restart, rebuild, and rise story? If you do, and you're a business owner, an author, a speaker, a coach, a parent advocate, okay, a community leader, everyday person that has a story that they want to talk about and get out or promote your business, that's what Shift Your Confidence is all about. Confidence Shift. Shift Your Confidence is actually an intake form that you fill out if you want to be considered for on a future episode of 100 Queens Who Restart, Rebuild, and Rise. We're also looking forward to Brooke coming out with her podcast, all right, because your story might be exactly what another queen needs to hear. All right, so we're going to talk about, before we close, let's give Team Brooke one final push. Tonight, Brooke will pour in her knowledge about parent strategies, professional expertise, and encouragement. She has brought all that into the room. She has inspired us so much. Now we have the opportunity to pour back into her by supporting Team Brooke. All right, visit Confidence Shift. Put it in the chat. I love all the fire emojis. Select the donate tab and put the code in Queen 18. Every donation supports my journey to represent Miss Mississippi at Nationals next week. I will be going, but you're also helping Brooke compete for first, second, or third place in the birthday blitz. There are also special recognition opportunities that are available based on your level of support and donation. All right. So Brooke, give Team Brooke, y'all, one final message and invite everyone to support using your code. What do you want to say, Brooke? You got any final words?
No, thank you, Sam, for having me on. I appreciate it so much. Thank everybody for the wonderful questions. Just thank you for the love. I really appreciate it. You guys are great.
Yes, she is. She is totally amazing. Thank you for being our 4th birthday Blitz Queen and for sharing your professional knowledge. It has been truly amazing. This 7-day birthday Blitz is about more than 7 interviews. It is 7 opportunities to learn something different, 7 opportunities to connect, 7 opportunities to support another queen, and 7 reminders that there is more than one way to restart, rebuild, and rise. It's okay to pause, but get back up, restart, rebuild, and rise. So join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for day 5 and another powerful queen. All right, so before we leave, remember, Team Brooke code is what? Queen 18. To donate, visit ConfidenceShift.com, select the donation tab and enter Queen 18. Do not forget that. I am Samantha Hill, Miss Mississippi Corporate America. Queens, remember,